Story on midpoint theorem. Once upon a time, in the far-off kingdom of geometry, lived a wise old king named Euclid, King. Euclid was known throughout the lands for his wisdom and fairness. He had a unique way of explaining complex concepts in a simple and entertaining way. One day, a young prince named Pythagoras visited the kingdom. He had heard about King Euclid's wisdom and wanted to learn from him. Eager to test the young prince's intelligence, King Euclid decided to teach him the midpoint theorem in the form of a story. King Euclid began his story, saying, "In our kingdom, we have a beautiful garden that is shaped like a triangle. This garden is divided by a path that connects the midpoints of two of its sides." The king drew a triangle and marked points A, B, and C as its vertices. He then marked points D and E as the midpoints of sides AB and AC, respectively, and drew a line segment DE, dividing the triangle into two parts. Continued, "Now, Pythagoras, this path, DE, has some magical properties. It is the third side, BC, of the triangle." He drew a line showing that DE was parallel to BC. "And the most magical part," the king said with a smile, "is that this path is exactly half the length of the third side, BC. That means, if you were to walk along BC, you would have to walk twice as far as if you were to walk along DE." Pythagoras was fascinated by this revelation. He saw how the midpoint theorem could be applied in a practical way and was grateful to King Euclid for his unique and engaging explanation. And thus, the young prince learned the midpoint theorem. In a triangle, the line segment connecting the midpoints of two sides is parallel to the third side and is half its length. From that day forward, Pythagoras continued to study and learn, eventually becoming a great mathematician himself. He always remembered King Euclid's story about the midpoint theorem and often used it to teach others. This story is a simple way to explain the midpoint theorem, which states that the segment connecting the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and is half its length.